They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person.
First at noon, former President Donald Trump has been indicted for a second time this year, this time on federal charges of mishandling classified documents at his Florida estate. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Annie Satowski. Trump faces 7 federal counts. Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley explains.
Former President Donald Trump called his indictment just another scam.
It's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person.
Mr. Trump faces 7 criminal counts, according to sources close to the former president. Jim Trusty, who until this morning was a Trump attorney, says he's only seen a summary of the charges.
And it certainly mentions the Espionage Act, which is kind of a laugher here in terms of any sort of criminal intent on behalf of President Trump, as well as obstruction-type counts and false statement-type counts.
Trump announced a new legal team going forward. Some lawmakers, even defenders of the president, said it's too early to jump to conclusions.
I think the case will unfold and you deal with it accordingly. I really don't come up with an opinion whether it's weak or strong. We see what happens.
I mean, this is now in the hands of prosecution. And frankly, I think those of us in office ought to defer and step back and let the prosecution do its job.
Trump posted on social media that the charges are a hoax and complained officials also found classified documents at President Biden's home and office. A different special counsel is investigating the president, but so far there's no allegation President Biden tried to conceal from investigators those materials, dating back from his days as vice president. Still, some Republicans, like Senator Ted Cruz, called Trump's indictment, quote, the weaponization of the Justice Department. And House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said it was a, quote, dark day for America.
That was Trevor Shirley reporting. There are now reports that a Trump-appointed federal judge has been initially assigned to his case. And the DOJ also launched similar investigations into President Biden and former Vice President Mike Pence into how they handled classified documents found on their properties. Trump's former running mate, who is now his competition in the race for the Republican nomination, says he believes Trump is unfit to serve again, but that doesn't mean that he believes he should face criminal charges. When asked about the investigation on the campaign trail in Iowa, Pence said the indictment will simply divide the country even further.
As I said, I would hope the Department of Justice did not move forward, not because I know the facts, but simply because I think after years where we've seen a politicization of the Justice Department, it's undermined confidence of the American people in equal treatment of the law. The unprecedented action of a federal indictment of a former president of the United States, I think, would be extraordinarily divisive in our country, and I think it would send a terrible message to the wider world.